Hello everybody, you have successfully clicked Transfermarkt TV International. We have an interesting edition coming up for you with a market value update from Italy's Serie A, some hot rumors in the international world of football, as well as some other quite interesting stats. We start the show with the category Players to Watch, and it happened. After so many records on a regular basis each week, Liverpool lost their first Premier League match of the season. A 3-0 defeat at Watford marked the stunning end to a series of 44 unbeaten games in England's top tier, dating back to a 1-2 loss at Manchester City on January 3rd, 2019. It also secured Arsenal's status as the only team to remain unbeaten during a whole Premier League season. Arsene Wenger's team from 2003-2004 will retain their title as the unbeatables, at least for this season. The Reds don't have to be shocked too much, though. Jurgen Klopp's team leads the Premier League table by 22 points, and they are comfortably on track for their first English championship since 1990. Manchester City doesn't really expect to winning the Premier League title this season again, but at least they already have another title this season. To make it 8 out of the last 9 possible domestic trophies for Pep Guardiola, the 2-1 victory at Wembley against Aston Villa marked the third consecutive League Cup title in the row for the citizens. To go back-to-back Premier League and Community Shield trophies, and last season's 6-0 FA Cup blowout victory over Watford, the 49-year-old Spaniard only left out the 2018 FA Cup in his trophy showcase lately. Guardiola's number of titles now stands at an impressive 30, with Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Man City in the last 12 years. Last week, Barcelona took over the top spot in both La Liga and Spanish all-time goal-scoring team in the top tier from arch-rival Real Madrid. This week, things turned back the other way around as Real won the 244th Clasico in Real's 500th game for French striker Karim Benzema against Barca 2-0. Vinicius Jr. and Mariano scored both goals in the second half as the Royals returned to the top spot in La Liga once again. The first place in Spain's top tier as best goal-scoring team also sees a new old club reigning. Real Madrid took over with now 6,152 goals ahead of Barca's 6,151. And of course, congratulations, Karim Benzema, 500 games for Real Madrid. At least one record stays with Barcelona. Lionel Messi surpassed former Blaugrana great Xavi as the player with the most Clásicos in his career. The 32-year-old Argentine recorded his 43rd competitive game against Real Madrid and now is the sole leader in this Clásico category. It will not be one of his favorites of all time as Barcelona failed to score and lost the top spot in the league table. And in Italy we have something unusual for you. Lazio Rome is Serie A league table leader for the first time since 2010. A 2-0 victory over Bologna by goals from Luis Alberto and Joaquin Correa saw the Laziali climb to the top spot in Italy with 62 points ahead of Juventus Turin, who stands at 60. Juve, though, can regain their custom ranking if they win their due to coronavirus precaution forfeited Derby d'Italia against Inter Milano on May 13th. The last time Lazio was Italy's numero uno, by the way, was November 2010 before they lost in Cesena 0-1 on matchday 11. As we move on to an once again intriguing rumor mill, we stay in Italy with an reoccurring interest by Juventus Torino. As paper Tuttosport reports, the dethroned table leader is looking into signing Mauro Icardi, as they were supposedly already doing last summer. The 27-year-old striker is on loan with Paris Saint-Germain for the season, having a running contract with Inter until summer 2022. Icardi lately found himself more often on Paris's bench than on the pitch, making a permanent signing in the French capital less probable. Neither PSG, who have a 70 million buying out option in summer, nor Inter Milano seems to be fanatically interested in the services of the former Argentine international. 45 million euros ahead of Icardi in value, standing at 120 million euros right now, is Borussia Dortmund's winger sensation Jadon Sancho. Now, British paper The Telegraph publicized an assumption that the 19-year-old now will in summer be allowed to leave the Bundesliga side for a transfer fee at least matching his market value, and sees Manchester United in pole position for signing the youngster. Sancho, who stands at an incredible 14 goals with 15 assists in just 22 league games in Germany's top tier, will most likely be a new record transfer coming to the Premier League, topping Manchester United's Paul Pogba at 105 million euros. The Telegraph even sees a possibility that Sancho could be a new record transfer overall for England's top tier by also outmatching Philippe Coutinho, who left Liverpool for 145 million euros in 2018. Dortmund hasn't heard of a Manchester United approach, as the official for player personnel Sebastian Kehl said, "Until now, there is no offer on the table and Jadon has a long-term contract. Why should we worry?" Another week with another rumor concerning Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The formidable Arsenal striker with Premier League co-leading 17 goals this season has a contract running into summer 2021. But according to Sun newspaper, is a big transfer target for Barcelona. His coach Arteta, after the Gunners' embarrassing exit from Europa League last Thursday, is running out of arguments to convince the 30-year-old captain to stay. Barcelona, along with Inter Milano, are hoping to bringing in Aubameyang by having a quite certain perspective, playing at European top level, the Champions League next season. Next up, Liverpool, where The Athletic reports that Adam Lallana and Xherdan Shaqiri will leave Anfield this summer, with Jurgen Klopp already identifying Todd Cantwell as top target to replace them. Lallana is out of contract on June 30th and as such is now free to negotiate. Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham and most likely Leicester, with his former Liverpool coach Brendan Rodgers, are said to be chasing the 31-year-old midfielder. Xherdan Shaqiri, meanwhile, has struggled badly for fitness at Anfield this season, having played just 1 minute for the Reds since December 14th. The 28-year-old Switzerland international came close to leaving in January, with AS Roma and Sevilla both approaching the Reds. Even though bound by contract until 2023, Shaqiri will most likely be transferred away in July, especially if Liverpool lands the services of Todd Cantwell. As to The Athletic, Liverpool are intensifying their interest in signing the 21-year-old Norwich winger, who has impressed during his debut season in the Premier League with 6 goals and 2 assists in 27 league games. The left and offensive midfielder Cantwell is contract bound with the Canaries until June 22. His price tag is said to be 30 million euros. Football Insider has a story that Everton have put a 50 million euro price tag on defender Mason Holgate after Manchester City has revealed their strong interest. According to the portal, City have placed Holgate top of their summer shopping list as Pep Guardiola scores the market for a centre-back with Premier League experience. The 23-year-old has established himself as Yerry Mina's regular centre-back partner at Goodison Park, demoting England international Michael Keane in process. Already in this section we heard from former Man City youngster Jadon Sancho becoming a star with Borussia Dortmund. Now another big talent might go the opposite direction from Signal Iduna Park to Manchester City. According to newspaper Bild, the citizens want to cite Nnamdi Collins from Dortmund's under-17 team. The newly crowned English League Cup champions, who lost Sancho to Dortmund in 2017, reportedly want to allure the 16-year-old with a high signing-on fee of 2 million euros. The German under-16 international is a regular starter for Borussia in the under-17 German top tier. Dortmund wants him to stay. Former Manchester United and now Tottenham manager Jose Mourinho is interested in once again working with his former centre-back Chris Smalling, who is out of Old Trafford on loan to AS Rome for this season. According to English paper Express, the 57-year-old Portuguese is very much impressed with Smalling's performance this season in Serie A and Europa League action and would like to sign the 30-year-old former Three Lion. Tottenham could be ahead of also interested Roma, who so far couldn't agree on a transfer fee with Manchester United due to their problems with UEFA's financial fair play obligations. Not much action in Italy's Serie A last weekend due to expanding coronavirus precautions. Only 4 of 10 matches were played. Luckily for you, Transfermarkt TV has some interesting numbers as we present Serie A's newest market value update. We start with some prominent names receiving upgrades. Italy's top goal scorer is Lazio's Ciro Immobile. The 30-year-old stands at an impressive number 27 goals and ranks 6 ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo. Impressive enough to go up from 45 to 50 million euros in market value. And hello! It's Romelu Lukaku at 85 million euros instead of formerly 75 million for the Belgian international. The 26-year-old Inter Milano striker is Serie A's number 3 marksman with 17 netted in. Lukaku, under his former Chelsea manager Antonio Conte, is back to greatness in front of the net, rewarded with a market value raise of 10 million euros. And then we do have a new most valuable player in Italy's top tier, Paulo Dybala, who has been very impressive for Juventus with 24 scoring points in 33 competitive games, is our new number 1 at 90 million euros. The 26-year-old Argentine international moves up 5 million, outbesting the former number 1 and our first prominent player who has been downgraded. Christian Eriksen, the Danish midfielder, came into Inter Milano as a winter transfer on a moderate 20 million euro fee from Premier League side Tottenham Hotspur. So far, he had only complete 90 minutes for Inter in 2 Europa League victories over Razgrad. Still, the 28-year-old stands at 85 million euros market value, a shared number 2 together with teammate Romelu Lukaku. Due to less impressive performances with Napoli lately, Senegalese centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly is downranked from 75 to 70 million euros. The 28-year-old sees his club in 6th place in the league table, 9 points behind Champions League qualifying spot 4. 36 goals against the Sicilians also mean a mediocre 9th place ranking for the formerly strong Napoli defense around Koulibaly. Another Napoli player dropping 5 million euros in market value is 24-year-old Mexican winger Irving Lozano. The former PSV Eindhoven standout never really adapted to his new club after coming in for 38 million euros from the Eredivisie side. He stands at only 3 goals in 28 competitive games this season and now at 35 million euros in market value. As you know, you will find all the detailed new evaluations for Serie A in our market value on the website. But first we take a look at a top 11 of the most improving players in Serie A by position, starting between the post. Pierluigi Golini, who is a strong goalie with Serie A and Champions League surprise Atalanta Bergamo. He's going up from 12 to 16 million euros. At centre-back left, Marash Kumbula from Hellas Verona. At the age of 20, he is already the head of Verona's defense. The Albanian international most likely will leave his youth team on a high transfer fee in summer. And another impressive defender at 20 years of age is Inter Milano's Alessandro Bastoni. A remarkable season so far for the Italian, replacing star defender Diego Godin as Antonio Conte's first choice at centre-back. He moves up 12 million euros to 35 million. As left-back, AC Milano's summer addition from Real Madrid, 22-year-old French under-21 international Theo Hernandez. He's probably the best player for the Rossoneri, now standing at 40 million euros. And Japanese Takehiro Tomiyasu can play right-back or centre-back, both on a constant high level for his side Bologna. The 21-year-old gains 5 million euros in market value. We move on to midfield on our 4-3-3 formation. On the left side, we have Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. He is a pivotal factor in Lazio Rome's success this season. The 25-year-old Serbian is obviously back to former strength. Our reward, his market value goes up to 80 million euros. Juventus midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur lately has shown some skills as playmaker. The 22-year-old Uruguayan is becoming a Juve regular. His value increases to 50 million euros. And Luis Alberto of Lazio might be Serie A's most impressive midfielder right now. The 27-year-old Spaniard has 13 assists along with 4 goals to his side, thus logically improving his market value update to 55 million euros. In attack, 32-year-old Slovenian Josip Ilicic has scored 15 goals in league action for Bergamo so far, therefore becoming a creative mastermind for Italy's most dangerous attack. He moves up 7 million euros to 22 million euros. And we already talked about 26-year-old Belgian international Romelu Lukaku. He now is the second most valuable player in Italy's top tier. On the right side in attack at 85 million euros. And last up is promising 20-year-old Serbian talent Dusan Vlahovic of Fiorentina. He moves up from 6 million to 18 million euros, completing our top 11. As we move on to the news section of our show, we are starting with Daniel Sturridge. His Turkish team Trabzonspor announced that the contract with the 30-year-old has been terminated by mutual consent after only 6 months. The former three-line originally signed a deal until 2021 with a Turkish Super League club and gives up his remaining wages. According to Turkish media reports, Sturridge already found a new club. The striker reportedly signed a contract with David Beckham's Inter Miami, who suffered defeat in their MLS debut on Sunday, but a possible 6-month ban from professional football imposed on Sturridge by an independent regulatory commission could very well prevent this transfer. Manchester City have won the race for Brazilian Under-17 World Cup champion Yan Couto from Coritiba FC. The 17-year-old right-back joins the Sky Blues in summer, receiving a 5-year contract running into 2025. The transfer fee, according to Coritiba newspapers, could sum up to 12 million euros, including bonuses, with the Brazilian side receiving a base rate of 6 million euros. Reports in January saw Barcelona making the deal, but Man City topped the 5 million euros that the Catalans were willing to pay. With Couto joining Manchester City in June, a departure of either Joao Cancelo or Kyle Walker could be a possibility for Manchester City. Couto becomes the new record transfer for the Brazilian top-tier side, ahead of former Schalke and Bayern player Rafinha, who left Curitiba for 5 million euros in 2005. FIFA want to fight the increasing emergence of loan deals. As the World Association announced officially, respective transfers will be limited from next season onward. The FIFA committee in charge kicked off a consultation process expecting a transitional period starting in July 2020. The plan sees players aged 22 and older affected by the new rules, with only 8 international loans in and out as of the 2022-21 season allowed. From the season 23 onwards, the limit is set at 6 players. The rule change, supported by FIFA boss Infantino, could very well end strategies like Chelsea's renowned loan army, with 13 of the 14 loan players with different teams being older as 22 years. And to finish on a positive note, no goals, no assists, but 57 valuable minutes of playing time it was for Germany's most valuable player, Leroy Sané. The 24-year-old winger, who stands at 100 million euros in market value, saw his first on-field action in 2020 with Manchester City's under-23 team against the reserve team of Arsenal, winning 4-2. After suffering a torn cruciate ligament in his knee in the Community Shield 2019, Sané hopes to return to newly crowned English League Cup winners in the next couple of weeks. That's all we have to offer for this week's edition of Transfermarkt TV International. Hope that you check us out next time as we once again bring you all the important rumors, transfers and interesting numbers in international football. Until then, have a good one.